This is our video facility tour project for Cato CrossFit in downtown Mankato. This was done by Jordan, Colin, and Alessandro. Enjoy. So as you already know, the name of the facility is Cato CrossFit, located at 1522 North Riverfront Drive in Mankato, Minnesota, zip code 56001. You can find them online at catocrossfit.com. And the owner, director, and coach of the facility is none other than the amazing Ben Janicki, and he is one great guy and runs a great facility that we're going to go into depth here right now. So when you talk about some of the good design points, you got to kind of preface it as to what CrossFit really is, because it's not the ordinary gym like Fit for 10 or any of those chain gyms like Planet for Fitness. So it's a little bit different in what you should expect. So when going in there, in most CrossFit facilities, and especially this one, is you're going to find a very open floor plan because it's a lot of free weights and a lot of rowing machines, bikes, boxes, dumbbells, and kettlebells, and various equipment that can be moved around and set up for certain workouts, certain needs for certain clients that go there in the class, and different options for different movements. And so when looking at some of the good design points, we like the open floor space and how they set up workouts according to the day. As you can see in the middle picture there, a workout with a box, rower, and a assault bike, and how they delegate that during the day. And you can see on the wall there the barbells, easy storage, completely out of the way and takes up minimal space. And just like in the top right there with the medicine balls and the barbells in the stand-up rack, it's another great thing that they do for efficient design and keeping the floor open and having multiple stays. And when it comes to doing certain workouts that require barbells, you see the big weight stack there on the left that you can stack your weights in, and it moves around on its four wheels. So very accessible and easy to use. And the simple hooks on the wall for your jump ropes and bands and other accessories like that. And you can see how the medicine balls and in the worm bags are stored, as well as the kettlebells up there in the top right. So we really like the efficiency of the gym and how they store their stuff, open floor space, and it can be constantly varied to accommodate for many different types of workouts, classes, and what people need. So when you talk about some of the good design points, you got to kind of preface it as so now on to the poor design points, and I don't necessarily want to call them poor design points, but something maybe that could be better or off-putting to a new client or a person that's not familiar with a typical CrossFit gym. And so looking at the bathroom space or the locker room space, it's quite minimal, and I know it's a class-based CrossFit facility, as all of them are, and you don't just show up at any time you'd like to work out, like a 24-hour gym or something like that. So it's on a class base, so the space, it's always moving in and out, and the space opens up after each class leaves. But some people get there early, and it can get crowded. Not a, like a shoes. It's a lot of shoes on the ground, coats hanging up on the rack, on the benches, and people's personal belongings. So it can become quite cluttered after people getting out of work at the 3:30, 4:30, and the 5:30 classes, and so on. And that's something that might turn off people. But the bathrooms and the facilities, everything's kept clean, so don't get me wrong on that. It just becomes cluttered, and there's not a lot of locker room space. So if people are showering after, that can take up that bathroom, and just those kind of things maybe could find a possible way to be better and maybe a more efficient, or in the future find a new way to expand on those areas. Certainly clean and well kept, but just get cluttered because there's simply not enough space, as we talked about in the previous slide, where it's an open floor plan, and you really do need as much floor space as possible. And looking at that, those are really the major design points that we didn't like, if you want to even give it that. So now on to the poor design points. So what we essentially learned was that CrossFit is not meant just to come in, do your workout, and go home and not really communicate with people there at the gym, or just do your own thing on your phone with your music and that. It's really a community-based gym where you really go in to focus on fitness and bettering your life, hanging out with some really great people and classmates and coaches, and just a very supportive community. And that's exactly what it is. It's a very great community for people to come, all shapes and sizes, fitness levels, whatever it may be, there's a spot for you in coaching to help you achieve your goals in fitness. And that's the main thing. So when you step into a CrossFit gym, expect that. And it's going to be no frills. You're going to see barbells, you're going to see chalk, you're going to see plates, a lot of loud noises, loud music during the workout outside of the instruction period. But it's all very, very functional fitness, very great coaching, very precise, and will tell you exactly how to do something and what it's doing and what the purpose is. It's all about being a healthier person and creating a better community here in Mankato. And as you can see in some of these pictures, the bell down at the bottom left, that's a PR bell. So when someone breaks their own personal record on a bench press or a squat or a power clean or whatever type of movement it may be, it's a fun little thing. You get to go ring the bell to celebrate that victory. Little quotes hitting out through the gym, like better than yesterday down in there. Little things to keep you going, and PR boards and notification boards and schedules and your workout boards that they write the workouts on. And it all comes together. It's community driven, about the process, accepting the process and going through the process and being part of something bigger than yourself. And it really makes for a great gym, and you're going to get a lot more than meets the eye when you go to Cato CrossFit. So what we essentially learned was that, so if we could possibly change one thing about the facility, it'd be probably the HVAC system, or the air conditioning, if you will, because it's really non-existent, and I'll explain why here. It's because you see the garage doors, and those will open up during the summer, and there's a lot of workouts that involve actually working out, running outside, and people have the option to do work outside, sledgehammer strikes, flipping tires. So those doors need to be open to create that space and be able to do that workout. And there's just some days where it's going to be high 90s in there, and that's just what it is. And I don't want to say you got to accept it, because that's not necessarily something you got to accept. But if you're going to be a part of this and really want to commit to doing CrossFit and being a part of this wonderful community of fitness, then that's something you definitely are going to have to consider if that's going to be good for you, because it's not necessarily climate controlled. So in the winter, it's really not a problem, obviously, because everyone's in there working out, and you got sweatpants and whatnot you can wear if you're really that cold, and the doors are closed. So that really is irrelevant. But during the summer, I can tell you from experience, because I personally go to this gym, it does get hot, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. But if you're expected a climate controlled place, then will not be necessarily the best climate controlled place, if we want to put it that way. But other than that, we really thought they do a really good job efficiently of using their space, using their resources, in a lot of DIY projects to solve simple solutions around the gym that we saw. For example, as you can see in the bottom right corner of that top right picture, like the handmade PVC parallel pirouette bars, or foam rollers made from bigger PVC pipes wrapped with old mats. And so those are things that we thought were really great, that really saved them money and made it efficient for them. But again, really the only thing would be that the air condition would be the most challenging thing that we thought could be better, if you will. So if we could possibly change one thing about the facility, it'd be probably, so if there was one idea we could take with us, what would it be and why? Well, if we were gonna, how we discuss it here in our group would be, if we're gonna take an idea from this, it's gonna be, as I spoke about throughout here, is a community driven, being good to thy neighbor, if you will, taking care of each other, supporting each other through tough workouts, being there outside of the gym is something like the coaches really take pride in. And I know Ben and many other coaches have personally helped me and talked to me and called me and texted me, and they really are invested in you as a person and reaching your goals and want you to succeed. Because some days, you're going to come in and that 135 pounds is going to feel really light, and then the next day it could feel really, really heavy. And those coaches there to motivate you the proper way without the screaming and yelling, but giving you a high intensity environment, allowing you to thrive, and making sure you're doing something that's comfortable to you, and getting the best workout possible. And they really care about your goals. So if we could take those kind of principles that the coaches and owner Ben Janicki preach at Cato CrossFit and apply those to more of the chain gyms, how could we make it a more personable experience where the members actually become better friends or workout partners? And not saying that doesn't happen, but how can we make that something to a better environment of our gym, or apply that outside of the CrossFit gym, or Cato CrossFit specifically here? Because those are really great elements that I really love about CrossFit, because you got people that come from all types of backgrounds, bad and good problems, different strokes of life and different things and bring different reasons why they come here. But at the end of the day, it's all about this beautiful community at Cato CrossFit, getting great workout, fitness, nutrition, whatever you need to get figured out. Coaches, staff, and all of them are there to help. And that would be one thing we would apply if we were looking at building a gym or a facility for fitness like Cato CrossFit. So, if there was one idea we could take with us, what would